All right, well, perfect. Well, welcome everybody. It's 9 o'clock here, Tuesday, August 21st, 2018. And my name is Calvin Starr. I'm the founder and COO of Living to Be. And I'll be your host today with the Zoom Tuesday night training call. It's kind of like a little meet and greet, and also to just an opportunity to train or ask questions and kind of get to know some people. So the more people that show up, the better. When it's intimate and small, then that's also good too, because we can kind of get to some details of things. Right now, we're covering the Eric Worre book, GoPro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Professional Network Marketer. And so this is something that I really want to, um, really encourage people to uh, get involved and participate in their network marketing experience by buying this book, because it's a really a transformational way for people to be able to get the information. It's kind of like you can either experience network marketing for 10 years and maybe learn this stuff, or you can actually just read a book and have it all condensed into this one little book that's I think it's not even 150 pages, like 140, 45 pages. And it's pretty easy to read, pretty quick read when you're really excited and passionate about it. And it's the one thing that's really going to help carry you to that next level in network marketing. Doesn't matter if you're a professional, you've made thousands and thousands of dollars a month in this business. It is something that, if you've made that kind of money, you'll learn from it. If you have never done network marketing before, you'll learn from it. And so that's the exciting part for it. Now, I think we're in almost the last chapter, I think. Oh, not all of it, but we're in the one chapter here, because we're covering the 7 skill sets of um, the 7 skills involved in becoming a professional network marketer. And so skill number 7, which is actually chapter 10, all right, so follow along there. Chapter 10, skill 7 is promoting events, okay? And this is something I don't even have to kind of go back to the book or read notes about, because events are one of the most important things that you can create in your business. And the reason is because it doesn't matter how much technology we have, how, virtual reality, everything else that's coming in, FaceTime, Zoom calls, Skype calls, anything like that. It doesn't really matter. People still love to connect face to face. And so, as companies grow, they begin to have more and more events. But when you're first starting out in a network marketing business, it's very important for you to connect with people, because you create relationships that way. And that's why we really encourage people to to have home meetings, having people over and just visiting with them and sharing with them what your dreams are and what your hopes are. A lot of leaders, what they'll do is, they'll have their weekly meetings until they start to grow to where they start having them every night or every other night, whatever it is. And so when they first have those first meetings, it may be a small groups, but this is a great opportunity to train people that are excited. And so those opportunity meetings can be turned into training meetings or brainstorming meetings or just dream meetings or hope meetings, because everybody is looking for that hope, right? People get involved in opportunities, and they put action behind their words because they have hope in that it's actually going to help them. And so with Living to Be, the community that we're creating is to be hope brokers. Hope stands for helping others prosper eternally. And in order to do that, you have to have relationships with people. And the thing about network marketing, which is such a powerful place, is that we realize as a network marketing industry and as a whole that we can't do it alone. That's why network marketing was created, because there are certain products out there that are tied to the idea that you need to share and be a part of that, to kind of share it with people and be belly to belly and speak with them and talk with them and be able to be there with them in person, rather than just placing the product on a shelf and expecting it to sell. The best way I've always explained it to people is that you've got big companies out there that are willing to spend millions and sometimes billions of dollars on branding their name, like Coca-Cola. You don't need to go and look that up and go, what's Coca-Cola? I've never heard of that, because they've spent the money branding it by just flashing it in front of you every TV show that you watch, every sporting event that you watch. They put themselves in different places like the stadiums and the arenas and stuff like that. And so, but network marketing is different because what we've done is we've said, listen, the best marketers, the most influential people are the actual people themselves that are using the products. So they say, well, we won't spend all that money on, advertising and branding ourselves. We'll allow people to go out there and do it for us. And instead of paying those big marketing companies billions of dollars, we'll just pay the people that are sharing the products with other people. And that's what network marketing is. It's the same thing that when your mortgage broker, your chiropractor give you a spiff, like I referred somebody to my State Farm agent, right? And he sent me this $20 Visa card. Sent it to me about a year ago. Still haven't used it. But it's kind of like, this is networking. I mean, it's kind of like if I go out and find people for him, he's willing to pay me $20 a person for everybody that signs up with him. And that's the same thing. That's the same thing as what network marketing is. And so, think about that when you're putting yourself in that place to kind of be a part of that, and really understand that all we're doing here is we're just shifting the focus of money and we're paying it to people rather than paying it to corporations. So back to this idea of what the skill number 7 in, because it's the most important skill. I think he saved the best for last, which is getting people to events. And like I said, if we don't have a company event, because the most successful companies I've been a part of, they'll have an event like once a year because they understand that people are busy. They want people out there working their business. It takes travel, it takes time, it takes money, it takes energy to jaunt off to some destination around the USA. Even though it's very exciting and it's very enjoyable for people, they still want to, they want to be wary or aware of other people's, time and expenses and stuff like that. So 1 or 2 events a year maximum. And so the idea behind events that Eric's talking about are those events, but he's also talking about those local events, because every local, jurisdiction, I'll call it, when a leader emerges, it's kind of like their responsibility to kind of put something on, because everybody needs somebody else to follow. And that's how a leader is born. The person that's willing to put up the energy and say, you know what, I'm going to have a meeting at my house every Wednesday night, or every weekend we're going to have a meeting here at this place, and creating that consistency. Because again, people don't want to think that you're going to have a meeting one night and then you don't know when you're going to have your next one. Because if they're really going to put in the energy to build a business, they're going to give you their hard-earned money to create something for themselves. They want to know that you're going to be there and there's some consistency there, just like work. They want to know that, you know what, I can go there, and if I can rally people up throughout the week, and I can go to that one meeting and it can be shared that way until I get comfortable to do my own, because that's what we encourage people to do, then by all means do that. But people need to see consistency. I don't know how many times I've recruited people into my business as a network marketer, as an affiliate or a distributor, and people told me, well, I found out about this with my friend, but they're never going to make it. They always quit. They always give up. But I really want this, and I want this product. I love this product. And so I joined you because you seem like you're the one that's the most consistent. So, think about that, because if you're bringing in people into your business, then do they have a connection to those local meetings? Because, and the whole thing is, if you're only doing 1 meeting a week, which is pretty standard for when you first get started. I mean, there's some extreme people out there that get extreme results, and they do like a meeting every day for 120 days. Like, they don't care what it takes. They're going to let people know, I am in business. I am going to make this work, and I'm going to build it. And you know what? Sometimes you have nobody show up. Sometimes you have 10, 20, 30, 40 people show up. And the one couple I was talking about that did it, like on that last, I think it was 150 days, something crazy like that. But they had like over 1,500 people show up at their house, lake house. Like, it was insane how much momentum and excitement built up from those meetings that were just consistent. So think about that, because your opportunity is included in promoting events for yourself. And so you've got to work to find, like, if you've got people in a different city, but you don't have a leader there yet, or you have somebody who's kind of up and coming, you need to work with them to kind of get them in that space where they can do meetings. Maybe you do a Skype call or video call or a FaceTime call to kind of do the presentation for them, for the people that show up, until they get to the point where they feel like they can do it themselves, which shouldn't only take but maybe one or two times before they could flip the chart and go through the PowerPoint or whatever it is to be able to help them start building their business. But again, everything is mindset. You're not going to go buy a car of some guy that's standing on the corner and saying his car's for sale and he wants cash. You're going to sit there and go, that seems a little bit weird. So people want to naturally see that somebody is going to be committed, they're going to be focused, and they're going to be driven to succeed just like they want to succeed. And that's how you provide people the hope that we're talking about. Helping others prosper eternally is about really sharing with people that commitment towards their own success and their own creativity and everything else that's involved in building a business. Because you know what? Sometimes maybe, I remember back in the day when I was building for Monavie, we were giving a $40 bottle away to each person that we shared it with. That was our sampling. It was a $40 bottle. And I think when you bought it in bulk, you got it for maybe like $20 or something like that. It was almost like half off. I don't want to say it was half off, but I think a little bit more than half off or less than half off. And so, we were willing because we saw the vision, we saw the idea of what we wanted to create here. And so we knew that we needed to give people a week supply of product. And that bottle represented 1 week because you got 4 bottles a month, which turned out to be 4 weeks. And so obviously that's a month. And, one of the reasons why we put the travel packs together was for that opportunity to be able to let people experience a product for 7 days, or when they travel, which is why they're called travel bottles, to be able to help people build that success. And so, it really comes down to promoting these events to get people involved, to give them, the certainty that you're going to be around in the business for a while. And then over time, they will become more, confident in your abilities as a leader because they'll see your consistency, especially when you're just getting started out. I would say most people are expecting that the people that are brand new to fall off after a while, after it's not working for them. But the truth of it is that any business requires time, dedication, effort, focus, and consistency to build. And so you've got to do that with your events. You've got to do that with promoting your events. We're learning along the way with just different things. Like we're bringing the calls back this week, and we're having a call every day this week. And then of course on Saturday and Sunday, we still have the webinars that people can sign up for at 4 different times on the Saturday and 4 different times on Sunday. So we've got a lot of content and a lot of availability for people to be able to go out there and share this opportunity with people to help build. And, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are really about building themselves and about building their consciousness and their self-worth and their confidence in everything that we're doing. Because I'm a firm believer that anybody who wants to build a network marketing company, anybody who wants to build a company in general, needs to build themselves as well. If they're not building themselves, if they're not growing personally, which is why it's called personal development, then people are going to hit a wall, okay? Because you are where you are right now in your life because that's what you can handle. That's a really great, Danny read me a great quote today about that, where I'm going to butcher it really quick, but it was along the lines of when you stop chasing the things that you think you should have and you start to utilize the things that you do have, you'll make room for everything that you want. And Wallace Waddle talks about it in The Science of Getting Rich. He says, the universe is not designed to give you more when you're not utilizing what you have right now at its maximum potential. Like, how can you expect to say, I want more money when you don't use and don't budget and don't, utilize your money properly now? That's a really interesting thing because, until you can get really clear, and this is why I love T. Harv Eker working with him, was he was like, you need to track everything. You need to track your budget. You need to know what you're spending it on when you go out of line. I love my credit cards because they'll send me notifications and say, hey, did you know that you spent 50% more this month on Apple? And I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, got it. But like, if you don't know where your money's going, because I used to be like that. Oh my gosh, when I was broke, I hated logging in or looking at my bank statements because I was scared half to death. I didn't want to know what was going on. And now it's kind of like, I want to know everything that's going on because I need to know, because unless I'm willing to look at something, then what do I need more of it for? Like, if you can't face reality, if you can't face what it is that's in your life right now, how do you expect to create a life that's better for you? You don't even know what's wrong with you now. So, like, all of these different things happen. And so, just to finally touch up on the whole events thing, the biggest thing for me is that this technology thing is really great. It's great to be able to connect with you guys here. But the truth of it is that everybody loves human interaction. People light up. People love to get away. Imagine you, okay? If you're someone that's at home all day or you're working all day and then you have to go home to a spouse or kids or whatever, and it's just kind of wearing you down because it just seems so repetitive and there's no joy in your life, getting away for an hour or 2 hours a night is like one of the most exciting things that you could ever possibly do. And if it was just once a week, you could easily work that out, and so a lot of people are looking for that because then they can get together. And when I talk about doing these home meetings, I'm talking about connecting with people. Yes, you can flip the chart, but afterwards connect, or beforehand connect, have conversations, play games, do something that makes it fun, because people want to be included in fun. If you're not having fun at your home meetings, then people aren't going to join you. If you're up there scared and you're mean and you're yelling at your kids because they're being loud or whatever it is, they're going to look at you and go, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I remember doing a meeting for Danny when I was building with him in Montague. And I was downstairs in his basement doing a meeting in front of a group of people. And his son, Athen, was just like really like active. And, he was running around and stuff like that. And he literally came up and sat on my lap at one time. And I just sat there and did the presentation because, I don't want to seem like, what are you doing, kid? Like, if you were screaming at your kids or screaming at somebody else's kids for being loud, they're going to look at you and go, I don't want that life. They already have that life, right? They already have that life where they're completely, frustrated or upset. So, it's one of those things where you've just got to take it and do those kinds of things. And so people are looking for that opportunity to get away at least once a week, to be able to go spend time with friends and family and dream a little bit and talk about the things that they want. And then also hear about the stories of the people that have actually done that and then actually created what they wanted. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for that hope. They're looking for hope. And so, as hope brokers, helping others prosper eternally, that's the power of what we have. And so, I'm going to challenge you to go ahead and start doing those home meetings once a week. Just set a time. It doesn't matter if anybody comes. And then your job throughout the week until that time and every single week is just to promote that and try and get people to come and visit you. And don't worry about your house. Don't worry about the state of where you live. Don't worry about if it looks, it doesn't look as successful as you want. That's got to be a part of your story. When I first went to see the CEO at Monavie, when we first launched that company, I went and I was waiting for these big corporate building offices, right? And I walk in and he's like sharing an office with a warehouse. So there's like a huge warehouse. They have office space and stuff like that because they were shipping product out of there. And he had an office, and that's what he had. It's like it's the world's changed because we realize that you can't just go out there and play big right away. Every company that I've been with, it's never started out with like a big office and really fancy and stuff like that, because people don't want that. They want reality. They want people to be real with them and say, hey, listen, this is where we are and this is what we're doing. So be real with people, allow people to see you and what you drive. Because I used to go through that too. But it's like, you kind of just say, this is who I am and this is who I want to be. And I need help to get there. And so, if you've got dreams and goals and want things different in your life, then I want to support you in doing that as well. So skill number 7, chapter 10 of this book, promoting events. If you don't have a big corporate event to promote because it's once a year, or twice a year, then promote your own event. Create your own experience. Create your own environment so that people want to come and hang out and be a part of it and invite others and create that community where other people can, create hope. And I firmly believe in the idea of, like, if you want to create something even bigger than that, then create a networking event where people can come and you can say, hey, listen, if you've got a small business, come here and, we'll go around and introduce everybody and we'll say what you do. And then you'll do your presentation and you'll share with people the idea, the vision, because if it were me, that's exactly what I would do, because I want to know every single person in that room and what they do, because then I can relate the opportunity to what it is they want. That's the power. That's the power of network marketing. That's the power of being willing to say, I'm going to do this, because then you bring people to you, and then you're that role model for people, and you're going to be able to help people. And like I said, if they're a CPA, a plumber, or whatever it is, hey, you know what? Let people know what you do. I'd love to be able to give you customers, right? I'd love to be able to set you up. I don't know how many people in network marketing that I've actually referred my own accountant to, right? Back in California, but I refer him to everybody in every state because he can handle it. And that's how good he is. And so whenever somebody gets in and they start making big money, I go, hey, if you need an accountant, I know exactly who you need to call. The guy has saved me so much. He's put me in a great position in my life. And so I know that he can help you too. So work on promoting those events with people and really getting out there and sharing this and creating a community of hope brokers. Everybody's working together. Everybody's supporting each other. And then you have an opportunity with the two products that we have now, Inspired and Unleashed. And then we've got our skincare line coming out soon. And I know that that's going to be, one of those things where it's going to be exciting, but it's still going to require that networking, that ability to have meetings, to do things with people, because people want to, see it, touch it, feel it, all these different things, and they want to hear about it. So you've got to find a way to be able to do that. Believe me, marketing's changed today. It's not, you don't get emails now and go, oh, I want to buy that because it sounds really cool. 9 times out of 10, you're deleting emails all day long because you're just so sick and tired of people sending you emails. They want to hear from you. They want to see you. They want to touch you. They want to go back into that old place where we actually connected with people. So that's the power of what it means to promote events, to really get out there. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you've never done this business before. You've got to start somewhere. You've got to start somewhere. And when you start off and you're brand new and you're making mistakes, that's when the fun happens, because then you can laugh at yourself, you can joke around, you can screw things up, but at least then you'll be gaining the experience so that you can be wiser to the people that follow. So with that being said, I'm going to let Lindsay share little things if she'd like.
Yeah, sorry, I was just killing a spider. No, I love everything that you had to say, and it just kind of brought me to the invites that I've been sending out to people is, just asking them to come by and just, come by for a cup of coffee or some tea or a glass of wine or whatever it is, and just sit with me so I can share something exciting that I'm doing. And I'm more than happy to return the favor. And that kind of goes along with what you're saying of doing those small networking events where you can reach out to people. There are so many different types of business owners and entrepreneurs nowadays. I mean, you look at all the stylists in the salons and the people that work in the department stores, the different, counters or whatever it is, everyone's basically in some type of sales, even if they don't see it. Even when you think about teachers, teachers have to sell education to children. They have to make it fun. They have to make it enjoyable. You want to be that teacher that everybody requests. At least I would hope so. And so I think if we just kind of really individualize it and highlight those things with people and really sit and have those conversations, we can help them either figure out if this is something that they'd want to be a part of, or maybe they know somebody that does. And I had some really great conversations today, and it just kind of blows my mind. As long as I've been doing this, I still make mistakes, but I'm open-minded enough to look at those and say, okay, what do I want to do differently next time? And use that as like a teaching and training for the field as well. Let's all learn together, and just implementing new things is just working very, very well. And just, I love the conversations that we're having. So yes, definitely have those events. Make sure there's a sense of urgency when you invite to your event. Don't let people know, listen, I'm going to have an event every single day for the next week, because then there's no sense of urgency there. You want to really get them to commit to a day and a time, and remind them remind them ahead of time that they're coming. Send them a call or a text or an email and say, just confirming that I'll see you tonight at 7, because life is busy and crazy and hectic. And not only do you want to promote, but you want to get people to continue to commit to come to your event. And then I like to send a little thank you text afterwards. Thank you for coming. It was so great spending time with you, learning this, and make it, just specific for that person too, so that they know that you really are talking to them and you're not just another person in the room. And then promote it on social media, promote the fact that you're having one, that you had one, and that you're excited about what happened, for everyone to get started, or all the people that you met. Don't be afraid to put it out there for people, because even if you're not getting likes and feedback, there's a lot of people that are just, watching with their peepers. And, so don't ever let that kind of stall you out if you feel like you're not getting a lot of attention or traction. People are always watching. So no, great information.
The other thing too, to go along the lines with what Lindsay's saying, is that tell people, listen, this is going to be a networking event. My intention is that people that are looking or need clients or looking for clients can get together and socialize and connect. And so let them know, say, hey, listen, I want you to come. And then I also want you to invite people, because the more people that are there, the better it connects everybody. And so, because a lot of entrepreneurs know other entrepreneurs, because it's just kind of like a club. We all kind of hang out, we all kind of know each other, because we're all fighting the same battles and the struggles. And so it's real. And so we support each other. So like if I was even if I was like an attorney, right? I hang out with attorneys all day because that's who I deal with. So it's kind of like you just say, hey, listen, invite everybody, because maybe somebody needs something different from each different person. And so like build it as a networking event, and then share with them, like, whatever you can do to kind of put things in and say, listen, this is why I wanted to come together, because I'm working on something too, and I want to share it with you guys. And let them know, like, don't do the whole the old Amway thing that used to be like, when people would say, oh, come over for dinner, and you go over there for dinner, and then after dinner they pull out the chart and they start giving you the pitch. And don't try and surprise people. Say, listen, this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to do two different things at once. I want to build a business for myself, and I want to share that with people, but I also want to connect people that I know, because if I can support the community, and 9 times out of 10 entrepreneurs in a community are reliant and dependent on a community. We're different, right? As a network marketer with a company that's nationwide, we can do business anywhere. Like, it doesn't matter. But most people that are in business for themselves locally, they're kind of tied. And so their whole position and job and idea and everything comes down to, who do they know? How many people do they know? It's one of those experiences where you've got to bring people in and let them know, hey, listen, I'm bringing people together, and I'll let you introduce yourself and tell people what you do, because I want you to be able to connect with new people. I mean, if you called me up and said that to me, even right now, if somebody called me up, I'd say, heck yeah, because I'm looking for the opportunity, because I also know as an entrepreneur, and you can share this with people, listen, the people that show up to this are going to be open, because they know what it's about. And so they're looking for something because they're looking for something. And so it's like, it's this ongoing open-mindedness that creates this really great synergy, really great environment, and people can have fun. They can learn from each other. They can experience each other. And the next thing you know, you've got people connecting. Like my wife was just doing it with some people at the pool she just met. And, she connected this one person over here and this one person over here, and happened to be like the perfect connection, because this person over here needed this person's really bad, and they had no idea who each other was. So like, that's the power of what it is. And the cool part about it is that when you start doing that with people in your community and you start connecting people, it's going to make you feel so good inside. Doesn't matter if they join your business or not. Over time, you're going to do that enough. You're going to become like the matchmaker, right? You're going to make everybody a match, and everybody's going to really appreciate what you're doing. And you know what? When you do things for people, I know this sounds terrible, but all of a sudden now they like you a little bit more, and over time they're going to be more open. They're going to be more receptive. And then, because remember, if you remember in the book, it's not about the first exposure. It's about that third, fourth, fifth, sixth exposure, when somebody finally goes, yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to do this. because I can see how excited and passionate you still are about it. And here it is, we're 6 weeks into it, because you've been doing meetings every day or once a week for 6 weeks, and people go, this person's solid. And then your networking event grows and grows. I mean, they've got companies that do this now. Like, I'm a member of this Founders card where you pay a membership and you get to go to these really cool events in different places, LA, London, all this stuff. And all it is it's all top CEOs of different companies that get together and network, because they know that we all need each other, because we can all work and network. Network marketing is where it's at, and the events are the only place that are going to make it work for you and for your local community. Think about this this last piece, and I'm going to open it up for questions. But look at Facebook. Facebook is a social network, and it's a multi-billion-dollar business, because people love to connect, make friends, share things, do things online, and it's a free service, and it's a multi-billion-dollar company. That's the power of what we have, is you can do that locally. Local networks are powerful, because when you connect people with each other, everybody wins. So, anybody have any questions or comments? Playing the drums. Nobody? Let me see here. Alexis, do you have anything?
Sorry, I was writing your notes. I was trying to finish the last sentence. Well, I do want to ask Lindsay. So whenever you do like the coffee and tea, are you bringing them to your house and do that? Or are you meeting them at a coffee shop? And so I know that you wanted us to do more of like home presentations, but when you do like the coffee tea meeting, are you taking them to like a coffee shop and meeting them there, or?
Yeah, it depends. It all depends on location. So if it's somebody really close to you, I would invite them over your home. It all depends. It's whatever's going to be more convenient for the two of you to meet up. And it just kind of shows them too that you can be anywhere and you just sit and meet for 30 minutes, an hour tops, to get the information and build the relationship a little bit. And then you just kind of go from there. And like the book says, you're constantly setting this person up for the next exposure. So if they're not ready to get started right away, then you want to make sure that you're setting up that next exposure, whatever it is that they need, more information, another presentation, a 3-way call, whatever it is.
Okay. And then also with like making the network marketing, like meetings, like the gatherings, I see them on meetup.com all the time. I mean, would that be a good thing to like set up something like that and like a meetup and just see if people come, or?
You can do that, or you can just go to different meetup groups. They've already got established ones that have a lot of people that are active and involved. And so you can create your own, or you can, join another one and, share the vision of what we're doing here, or what we're talking about doing here, which is like, hey, guys, this is, I'm in network marketing. I love to connect people. And so what does everybody do? I want to know, because maybe I need you for babysitting. Maybe I need you in my house. Maybe I need this. Maybe I need that. So like, there's all these different things that you can try to do.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Cool. Absolutely. All right. Anybody else have any other comments or questions? It's just you and I on camera, Lindsay. Everybody else is afraid.
Now's the time to ask the questions.
Yeah, there's no crazy questions. So let me see here. Can people chat?
You kicked me off of camera.
Why do you say that?
She can't click the.
It tells me the person that's hosting the meeting has disabled any video footage.
Oh,
Raina said you don't like me.
No. Hi, Bobby Joe. Do you have a question? No, you just wanted to say hi? Okay. I appreciate that.
She's
I
a
was-
sponge.
Yeah, she's a sponge.
Mhm.
I was wondering who Benjamin was. I thought it was some player. She's gonna be like going in the background going, "Yay!"
You don't
Excellent.
know how excited I am to see your face, Barb.
Hold on. There you go, Alexis. What'd you say?
See yours, Lex.
There she is. Say something, Alexis.
I'm so excited to see your face. I saw you pop up. I'm like, hold on, did I just see her face? And it said Bobby Joe, and I'm like,
I wish
I knew that was you.
I have to figure out how to change the name. I have 2 accounts. I've logged in by this one by mistake every time. So
You can actually click the name and you can change it.
right there, huh?
What's the name?
Oh, no, that just made it bigger. No, I want to change the Bobby Joe.
I like the Bobby Joe.
Okay, well, we'll leave it then.
Perfect. Well, welcome.
Thank
I
you.
know I'm scared because I don't know if I should call you Bobby Joe.
Oh, that's fine. That was, growing up. So,
Come on.
yep.
Excellent. Okay, does anybody have anything? If not, we're gonna go. I've got an early video shoot in the morning, so some of you will start getting emails and requests because we're putting some stuff together and we're gonna be looking for some stuff from you. So look for it, wait for it, and we'll be promoting some things and doing some stuff like that. So it's gonna be exciting.
Very exciting stuff.
Yeah. All right. Wonderful.
Bye, guys.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
evening.
Bye.
And thank you so much for
Bye-bye.
showing up. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Bye, Lindsay.
I can't hang up.